I know y'all hoes got some extra money. You don't got that stimulus check and getting that extra 600 from the federal government and unemployment. Drop down in the description box and get some of this NutriBurst and some of this CBD. It will change your life and maybe even help you get your man back the way Issa got Lawrence. Catch these teas. Better yet, buy these teas. Let me tell y'all something. As hard as it is out here to find a man worth keeping, having, that's good to you, got a little money and a little piece of education, these hoes on Married to Medicine Los Angeles ain't trying too hard to keep their households together. We gonna call this the How to Lose a Man in 60 Days episode of Married to Medicine LA. Wanna talk about it? Here you go. Nessa girl, I figured I would call y'all about last night's episode of Married to Medicine LA, considering the fact that I am interviewing Lia Diaz tomorrow. Now, I know I missed the episode from the week before last. That's when the world had went to kaput, went to hell in a handbasket. But from the looks of the preview of the last episode of Married to Medicine, I didn't miss much except Lia and Shanique getting into it down to the Halloween party over Kendra in that jumper. And the reality of the situation is that jumper did look atrocious and Kendra looked atrocious in it. Case, problem, solved. But Kendra trying to make sure she don't look horrible no more in any of her outfits. And the episode opens up with her calling Jazmin over to her house to get her mind, body, soul, and her refrigerator together. Ma'am, is your refrigerator running? Is your refrigerator running? Then go catch it then. Quiet as it's kept. Kendra ass gonna catch a cardio workout running outside trying to beat the garbage man from getting all her damn food that Jazmin on through. And go, Jazmin, you an old rude bitch. You got to ease people into that healthy living slow. You don't came around that lady house. They already working off of one income. Okay, that lady ain't even been back to work. She don't make enough to shop at Whole Foods, but she make too much for food stamps. And you throwing this lady food out. You brought her some replacement meals, but child, it was the size of a goddamn Lunchable for a kindergartner. You know that lady is hungry. She got a ferocious appetite. She got to produce milk for that baby, and she cannot do that with some Tai Chi pudding and some damn fish that came in a damn ketchup ramekin. Okay, baby, they give you more mayonnaise than you gave her food down to the restaurant. No God. But what I do love about the fact is that you were being sisterly and showering your expertise upon her. You do operate in that fitness world, that healthy eating world, that bodybuilding world. And yes, if there was anybody on this show that I was going to take advice from on how to look good, you definitely are the president of that department. Britten and Imani get together and go to the museum. You know, this was a very fitting episode about Britten and Imani going to the museum and talking to their children just about some of the struggles that they will face and our people has faced being black people in this country, considering all things that are going on in the world right now. And I do love the fact, because it could be hard to broach the subject sometimes with little children, the whole racism situation. Now, is it me or Britten's daughter was not interested in that conversation whatsoever? She was in that damn phone. And you should have took that phone from her and made her get her lesson. Like mom used to say, turn that TV off and get your lesson out. Okay, you should have made her get her lesson. But nevertheless, I'm going to write it off to the fact that maybe she was too young. I don't know which one is older, the young lady or Miney. But Miney was asking the questions and said the glass was around her titties because they was fragile. Yes, God, honey. We gonna leave it with that. Speaking of my homegirl Quee, her daughter was asked somehow or another what a boy's penis was, and she gave just the most childlike answer, and she said it was a boy vagina. And you know, we were both so proud of her because it was like, while nobody's explained to her truly what a penis is, that is about the best explanation I can give a 4-year-old of what a penis is. It's a boy vagina. I loved every minute of it, and that's what I kind of got from that whole Imani in the museum situation. Made me think back to that story. Anyway, Kendra meets with Lia. I was glad that Kendra and Lia did not allow that jumpsuit situation to tear them apart, because that shit really could have went anyway. Deep down inside, Kendra know Lia ass was in the background talking shit about that goddamn jumpsuit. But I'm glad Kendra took it in stride, and she was like, you know what? It's not that real. The girl said she didn't like my jumpsuit. It ain't like she said my baby was ugly or my man wasn't shit. She made her fashion critique, which is fair. Like, we can't say as friends we ain't never said one of our friends had on something ugly. Now, we didn't mean for them to hear it, but we all done damn said it. So then she suggests that Lia and Shanique should meet up together to hang out. And I was like, ooh, this don't feel like a bright idea, because Lia actually looked like she not with the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember when Lia first stepped on the scene, before they had given us a proper introduction, when I just thought she was Imani +1, she was all talking and shit, and I was like, who the fuck is this bitch, and why is she talking? Or whatever the case may be. Now that I done been properly introduced and I realize she's a cast member of the show, she's got license to talk. And Lia looked like she kind of feisty, that she'll give it to you if she have to. So I don't know. Shanique, beware. Shanique and Jazmin meet, and they do this little role play. Now, you know, it does get difficult kind of trying to take any type of professional advice from Jazmin. But I must say, the things that Jazmin knows, she knows well. When she did the whole role play situation with Shanique, you know, rather Jazmin was qualified to do that, that's here nor there. But let me tell you what she said. She was earning a man while she was learning her man. Something you new hoes might not understand. No pain. How much to Betty Wright? She was telling Shanique, listen, this how it work with these men. You gonna have to figure out a way to do this without his support, because you're not gonna have his support in the beginning until he is made a believer that you can do this. And I was sitting back looking at her like, bitch, you might not know how to work a job, but you damn sure know how to work a man. Yes, God, bitch. I'm like, okay, I'm tuning in, hunty, because I'm starting to realize part of my problem is I've been trying to convince him to be on my side too hard for too long, and maybe I just needed to put up and shut up. You know what I'm saying? Like Jazmin, she was earning a man while she... Let me tell you something. With no real credentials, she don't land the Scarface, bitch. So she probably know a thing or two that we all can learn. Jazmin, what's my problem? What I need to do, bitch, so I can get out of this apartment and get in the drug dealer house, bitch. I won't mention Bentleys and all kind of extra vehicles with names I can't pronounce and price tags I can't afford. I'm listening. Fuck telling Kendra how to lose weight. Jenny Craig been telling the girls that since 79. Give us some of that new shit. That new shit. That how to get a boo shit. That shit that should be on the cover of Essence magazine shit. That's the shit we want to know. That prevent me from waiting to exhale, so Troy ain't asking me, can he use my bathroom, and throwing a grapefruit up at me talking about, have a fruit salad, tramp. Give us some of that shit. That's the dinner I want to do. Good to know Jazmin, it was great advice. So Imani sits down with her mom. It ain't nothing more that I like than well-cultured black people who fall outside of the norm of the stereotypical barbecue picnic Negroes y'all always talking about. You know, a lot of us don't come from backgrounds where we've got parents that are traveling internationally, yet alone domestically. I got so many friends in Miami, and shit, friends in Atlanta too, that have never been outside of Miami or Atlanta or their respective homes. And I got a couple people that have been a few states over to the nigga barbecue or to the family reunion picnic, but that's all they've been. Yet alone, East Coast versus West Coast. They don't flew around the world, and I went and met other family members in China. She said, this is our family crest, bro. I didn't even begin to know where to look for one. Child, I imagine my family crest is probably an old batch of collard greens or some ham hocks or a piece of sweet potato pie or something. Can y'all imagine seeing that shit on the flag? Y'all laughing, bitch. Some of y'all family crest is probably a goddamn Schlitz liquor bottle or a Bell's Barman logo. Because y'all got them family members that go to jail all the time, and that's the type of household y'all grew up in. At least we had food, bitch, and we didn't buy our collard greens with stamps. We bought it with money, because I had a working family. Okay, we worked like this, and not like this, honey. Like this, bitch, real rich, like, on the food part. And all the other stuff, you know, we was real basic with it, but on the food part, bitch, we always ate good around my house. But this ain't about me. This is about that family crest. Anywho, Iyanla, shit, she's put me in the family of Iyanla. Imani sits down with her mom and talks about, oh girl, this is a man, girl. I was talking about a man. This is a man. I'm gonna call him right back. Oh, I'm gonna call him right back. Hold on, let me tell him something. Hold on. Alright, give me 7 minutes on the other line. Yes, God, I'm just a fine man too. Anywho, I was earning my man, baby. Let me tell you something, baby. This Corona got this line light up, bitch. Let me hurry up and get off the line with y'all girls. Yes, honey. Woo! His wife must be mad at his ass. He can get out tonight. That was just a joke. At any rate, Imani and her mom talk about her going to Xavier being a grand marshal and her husband being gone out of town and them having a non-traditional marriage. And the mom was like, if that floats you. But one thing I like about Imani's mom, she seems to be judgmental in her own right, but she also seems to be empowering in the sense that it might not work for me, I don't approve, but if it works for you, then so be it. Imani reveals that she had been in relation with her man and married for 3 to 4 years, and the mama didn't know. Everybody was surprised. So Lia and Shanique meet down to the wine vineyard. Lia got her lemonade dress on and her Rashida purse from press that the people said they was using them purses and throwing it back into the Phipps Plaza or whatever. They said they was breaking it. They said they was breaking the glass with that cheap shit Rashida was selling. I don't make the news. I just report it. I wasn't there. I can show y'all the emails and the tweets and the DMs. Nevertheless, she had it on, Nessa girl. Lia and her bob and her lemonade dress and Shanique showed up down to the thing. They sitting down there late. That scene was so awkward, and I think Kendra kind of did that on purpose. They were sitting there forced to interact with each other, and it felt like an hour went by. They just sat there, and finally they found some kind of common ground on how's your family doing, which is the most basic ass of questions or whatever. And it was like, good, we both got a Kayla, this, that, and the third. And then Kendra shows up in that fighter bomber suit. Quiet as it's kept, they should have met at a wine vineyard. They should have met at the skydiving place because that outfit was more fitting for that. And I don't know if she did the military like Contessa them did before she went to medical school. Maybe that's where she got it from. Maybe that ain't even Kendra's shit. That's Uncle Sam's shit. That's G.I. Joe shit. That's that real shit. I'm about to go to war shit. That's what she had on. Or whatever the case may be. We're going to put her in the Ebony fashion show for the back of the magazine with that on and pay homage to the troops. Contessa, Imani, let me back up. The girl sit down and talking, is it me? Or that man at that wine vineyard, his voice was activating me in between my legs and in my butt, honey. He sounded good. He looked good. Everything about him was good. I done socked him up with a biscuit, socked him up, and drank some wine, that dirty wine. Then later on, gave him some of that dusty wine, baby. And then when it was all said and done, gave him some of that pussy wine. Yes, I would've. No guarantees. Focus. That man got me all off kilter, honey. I'm turning around on the stool, ain't even looking at the camera and shit, titties perking up. Let me get on and get out of here so I can call this man back. I do like that Shanique, speaking of titties, reached down in her purse to pay your way and gave her a titty rock. Now that must have been long before Corona because the store said they're not taking no titty money or no money out no shoe or whatever the case may be. But she gave her a titty rock to broach your throat chakras or whatever. Again, she put a Jamaican spell on you. Broach your throat chakras. She tried to make it so you could go home and don't feel like sucking your husband's dick and then all y'all gonna be miserable and waiting to exhale together. Contessa, Imani, and Britten get in the car. And they was all talking about how they grew up in college. It was cute. I didn't even know all three of them knew each other for college. I don't know why I didn't put it all together, but this is a great look. Shouts out to Contessa for basically casting the LA Married to Medicine. And they all get ready to go out. They all look good, giving body, yaddy, yaddy. Oh, Contessa needs a stylist so bad. That little piece of choker she had around her neck, she looked so dated, and we just gonna let her have it because she did her personal best, when in all actuality Contessa is statuesque like Imani and probably should dress more like her. She thought she was doing something because she had a little choker around her neck. We see you with your little choker, girl, your little choker. She had a little choker on in her diamond shirt, her choker. Thought she was choking something. Thought she was choking the girls. She thought she was choking the girls, giving the girls in New Orleans life, just walking in the restaurant, gagging and choking the girls, which was choker on. We see you choke them there, Contessa. Girl, walking down Burger Street looking like somebody choked her. Nevertheless, they had a very productive dinner, and then Britten started sitting down, telling all her business or whatever, and Contessa should have choked the life out of her talking that dumb shit. You know, it's problematic. Britten is not keeping it real with herself, and don't get me wrong, I can understand a parent having a bond with a child and loving their child, being there and what that feels like, but the problem is that you're not missing or yearning the love and the presence of your husband in your bed. It's okay to want your child and yearn for your child, but my question is that your first preference, or is that a consolation prize because you don't want your husband's energy in your bed? And even if you did want your child, the presence of your husband's energy should trump that desire, and you should let your husband back in the bed. If he don't sleep in yours, he will sleep in somebody else's. And that's just true tea. That's how the story and the cookie crumbles. And then we flash back to LA, where we see Mac, and I forgot Shanique's husband's name, sitting down talking about the kids, and him telling he and Shanique's story about how they were separated, how you gotta find a way to get them back together and throw them kids out their bed. Married to Malice in LA, y'all hoes had it going on. This was a little light episode. It was a little light, but it did what it needed to do. I'm finna get off this line. I'm finna call this man to see what he want, and I'll call y'all hoes later back. Giving him something he can feel. That's what I'm about to do, bitch. Mind your business.